Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
So before we get into anything, you know the drill. Go to social medias, all your favorite podcasting sites, anything like that. Like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate you listening. We really appreciate if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us some likes. Kind of build the community a little bit more. Share us if you're into that sort of thing. Just whatever you can do to help. We really appreciate you even just listening. So thank you. And yeah, that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any housekeeping today.
I don't have any housekeeping.
Nope. Let's get right into it.
All right.
So we watched Creature, or The Titan Find, as the
Possibly.
title likes to say. The
IMDb and everything else says Creature.
version we got
I am calling it Creature.
was Titan Find, and that's stupid, so we're going to call it Creature.
I think the Titan finds stupid, but clearly somebody disagreed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Creature. What could this possibly be like?
Maybe
What?
some other sci-fi movie with a one-word, like, descriptive word about something in the movie.
A sci-fi horror movie, if you will.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably something, probably nothing.
Little thing.
Yeah. Just this little tiny franchise, I guess, now.
Yeah.
You know,
No one's... It's not too popular, you know.
small time director, you know.
Little
unknown director. This is an Alien ripoff. It's very clearly an Alien ripoff.
It's officially our second Alien ripoff.
Well, this is also, I would almost say it's an Alien ripoff and The Thing ripoff.
Kind of.
In a way. I mean, it doesn't go as far into the ripping off of Thing as it does into Alien.
Yeah.
But there are some things that kind of happen.
Alien possession type shit, yeah.
Yeah, well, and, you know, people being possessed by an alien and then acting like themselves until the opportunity strikes and they can attack the person.
Yes, to
Yeah, so they can...
presumably feed.
They still have, like, the personality of the person until the right moment.
And they need to feed the people to the alien.
But very, very much an Alien ripoff, for sure. Very basic plot, not like a ton in the story department. I will admit, before we get into this, I have a major problem with the script.
Interesting.
The dialogue is so awkward and so, like, disjointed, and I just... Listen, I liked the movie, like, spoiler alert, I did enjoy it. It was entertaining. But the dialogue is sometimes so cringy and so awkward that it's kind of hard to watch at times. Not the whole time, and probably that's being a little nitpicky because, like, honestly, it's not, like, offensively long or anything. It's like an hour and 40 minutes, and
Pretty short.
you don't feel it, really. But some of the dialogue is very awkward, and so... That's, like, my main thing before we get into it. If you do watch this movie, you'll notice the dialogue, which is funny because it took two people to write this movie.
Sure.
The director and producer, William
Malone.
Malone, yep. Which, funny enough, is a repeat offender.
Yeah. We had a film called Scared to Death from 1980, I believe. And it's funny because that, in a way, it makes an appearance in this movie.
Yes, it does. Because one of the so the basic premise is there's these two corporations. There's an American
And German.
NTI, and I can't remember the other name. But they're mining on. Is it miners? They're doing something on Saturn's largest moon.
Well, the German corporation finds something.
Yeah, so they're basically it's a race to do something on the planet's moon.
Yeah.
And so the German astronauts go to this moon and something happens.
Yes.
And so we don't know exactly yet. And this is kind of where the plot is. Like, so it's basically NTI, the American corporation, going to sound familiar? So, going to investigate the German crash. It just happens in a lot of sci-fi movies where it's like there's a distress signal, they go check it out, and then
Simple.
shit happens.
It's an easy way to set up a movie.
Now we also get like, there's like these scientists and they want to like study stuff.
Sure.
But like again, like it's just basic sci-fi shit. So anyway, it starts out with these two guys, and they're exploring this like weird cavern. So we later get it described as like a collection, almost
A collection of beings.
of like beings. Like someone has collected, like it's like the collector from Marvel, but like he collects just space beings from everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the guy in the movie says it's like how you would have like a butterfly collection, but they're not butterflies.
Yeah, so they're like, exploring around, and this guy's taking pictures with the biggest camera I've ever fucking seen in my entire life.
Is very large.
And so he's like taking pictures, and then he like finds a preserved egg. It's like this long, like capsule looking
I was
thing.
gonna say it looks like a pill capsule.
Yeah. And he's like, oh man, like it's preserved. And so they look inside of it and they see like something moving around.
You see something's teeth.
They're not sure what it is, but it looks like it like opened its eyes. So he gets all freaked out and he's like, we gotta take this back. Like we gotta like study this. But I need to take a picture. And he's like, but I can't take a picture with me in it, and I need it for scale. This is a weird setup.
So the guy stands there,
and he's like, "Oh, I can't get you both in the frame. Can you like sit on the capsule?"
so he sits on the capsule.
And he's like, "Let me grab a ruler," and he hands the guy a ruler.
And the capsule starts leaking. And, he's about to take the picture, and the guy just starts shaking.
It's like keep scrolling. This one's for the boy. Keep scrolling, women. This one's for the boys. Here's a ruler. Here's a ruler. Now measure. I need it for good measurement in the picture. Come on.
Oh, God. Well, he's sitting on the fucking egg, and it starts leaking. And then he starts shaking.
I don't understand what kind of happened here.
I don't either. His head explodes.
His head explodes in the helmet, and the other guy is like, whoa, what's going on?
We get like a POV of the alien like coming out of the capsule, and it like chases after the guy, and then that's movie.
And so we get this space station where this guy's sitting on a radar screen and just getting blasted in the face with lasers.
It's like
they're like projecting the like graphs onto his face.
You see like the grids projected on his face.
It's funny because the actor's squinting, and you can tell he's kind of like uncomfortable with the lasers in his eyes. And so
we almost suffer for the art, Will.
It's like this floating space station, and I guess it's like supposed to say it is NTI. It's the American Corporation.
I think so.
And well, because they have the little like symbol.
Yeah.
Because it's an N, a T, and an I, all smushed together.
Look, we gotta have symbols.
And then, so... Because we have to know the corporations, okay?
You've seen Alien.
Like Yutani.
Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah, Weyland-Yutani, you have to.
We can't miss everything in our ripoff movie.
Floating space station, and they see something coming at them, like, super fast.
And they're like, please slow down.
And they're like, please slow down. And the guy's like, my God! And then you just see this...
You are fucking skipping over... You see the dude come on the camera.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, it's like a zombie man.
It's a zombie guy, and I didn't skip way ahead. Come on now.
How could you skip the zombie guy?
Because it's stupid.
It's important.
So the zombie, okay, so fine.
He comes on the camera.
They show the fucking zombie guy.
And he bobbles his head.
A fucking bobblehead, and then it goes.
Then the guy says, "Oh my God!"
And then it zooms out, and you see this little tiny spacecraft going into the space station.
And explodes.
And it explodes, and they all die. At least that guy didn't have to get blasted by lasers anymore.
I guess.
So now, for some reason, that's just to kind of set up that bad things are happening. because we never get a mention of that at all.
That doesn't come up that I.
That doesn't come up that
Because then it's.
I don't think anyone
ship.
says anything about it or anything. Because now it's our ship, and our people are like going to Saturn's moon. Because they got that distress signal from the German corporation.
They want to see what's up,
and they want to see what's going on. So we get kind of an introduction to all of our characters. There's a captain. There's a general that's like commanding the mission. They kind of butt heads. From the
corporation.
They butt heads like in Alien. It's more I guess in Aliens would be where they butt heads rather than Alien.
Which is a year later.
Oh,
you wrong.
Sorry. Maybe Aliens stole from this one. I don't know.
Yeah, James Cameron was.
James Cameron
vigorously
watched Creature and was like, "Oh my God!"
Write that down,
William. You are a fucking master, Mr. Malone. Please, I need your ideas.
There is a connection, Will. There is a connection. Do you want me to drop the bomb on you? This was filmed with the same. I think I read that this was filmed in the same studio with some of the same people as Aliens was a year later.
No shit. Okay, so I guess there is.
Now, mind you, I don't buy for 1 second that.
No, there's no fucking shot. But
that is funny.
But that is funny. So yeah, they butt heads a little bit, and there's like three women. One of them is like scared that they're. Oh, so there's 3 women. Sorry, I'll get to that in a minute.
Is there 3 or is there 2 or 4? Sorry.
4. You're right, because there's like the commander's like right hand woman where she's like the weapons expert.
The one who doesn't talk in the beginning and then
talks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get her and then 2 younger ones and then one that like basically thinks she's going to die.
Yeah.
She's like she's convinced she's going to die on this mission for no reason. I don't really understand her reasoning. I mean, she is the first one to die, but still
well,
you know,
ship, yes.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And
apparently.
So then there's 2 other dudes. No, wait. I think is there 8 people total? Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not even trying to think about the numbers here.
Okay, so anyway, there's a woman. There's like a kind of like a ladies' man, and
he's sleeping with the woman who dies.
He's sleeping with the one that dies because
she ends up baiting him.
Yes.
He gets fucking cock teased out, and then that's how he bites it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's another guy.
Proper horror movie.
It doesn't matter. We get a setup of all of them. And then she has this little problem where she's convinced she's gonna die. So she talks to the guy. They have a sex scene within the first like 5 minutes of the movie.
Well, they go to like this room because you have a great view of Titan.
Yes,
which is the moon of Saturn that they're going to. And then she looks at it. She's like, "I'm scared. I'm creeped out. I think I'm gonna die." And then he's like, "No, it's okay." And she says, "Make love to me." And then, yeah, that's it. This is like the 5 minutes in the movie. It's fine.
Yeah, so they have sex, and then they finally get to the. So then I don't think any other scene happens, and then they get to the moon, isn't it?
We get the riveting scene where she's reading.
Oh my God! Yeah, so chess. She's reading a novelization
of Scared to Death
of William Malone's first movie, Scared to Death. And she even says verbatim, it's her favorite book, and she's read it multiple times.
Well, she also says, even though
it's like
this is the only book I brought, but yes, I have read it multiple times.
Yes, and it's her favorite.
Bold, but you know what?
I mean, that's adorable. What? There we go.
Then, yeah, they get to the moon.
So they get to the moon, and they're figuring, so they get on all their space suits and they're gonna go check.
Yeah, you forgot they crash. Remember?
Oh duh, sorry, I don't know why I'm skipping. Sorry,
because
I'm not trying to skip it, I just forgot that they crash land
because the old German ship is in a crater.
Yeah,
and the guy's like,
He's like,
well, we should look at the land to make sure it's safe. And then
he's like, no, just
corporate
land.
guy's like, no, just land. So they do.
So they do land,
and
and
it's
then
fine for like 5 seconds.
Then they collapse into like a cavern,
and then they are stuck.
And now they're stuck, but they're really close to the ship.
It's just
the
little
crash ship.
Quick walk.
So now they get on all their spacesuits, and they go to the German ship. And so they go in and they see the egg. There's 2 eggs, I think.
I think so, but it's open.
There's one that's open, and there's one that has like a dead dude inside of it.
Yeah, they see like, because one of the women finds like that, and then she sees the dead guy, and then she, like a haunted house, there's just bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
And she gets chased. Yeah, she starts getting chased.
Yeah, by the alien, presumably.
Yeah. And, one of the weird woman who, like...
The weapons expert woman.
She pews it and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And they all, like, are going through this door, and it's closing, and for whatever reason, it locks...
Well, so I don't get why it's closing, because none of them pressed any buttons or anything, and they're like, oh, it's closing, and they all just like try and like quickly squeak into the fucking door, and then she gets her arm caught in it, and it's like pinching her arm, and then we just see blood splatter onto the...
Well, we see blood splatter after because the alien gets her.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the alien like noms on her neck, and then we see blood splatter.
We see it dragging her away, and the guy who was sleeping with her is like freaking out, and the woman like
freaking out is...
He was freaking out. He was wrestling with him.
That's one of the only like reactions we get in the movie.
I think Will's I think you drank so many of these seltzers, you're starting to get like brain rot. Will's gonna become like an old man.
I am
for forgetting things that we
which is really great
which
is really great for recalling a fucking movie that I'm supposed to be reviewing on a podcast. Really good trajectory there.
Seltzer's dangerous, boy. No, because she pokes him with like a sedative. Well, no, the
only reason I'm kind of like forgetting that reaction is because there's so few reactions to like serious situations in this movie.
There's primarily two characters that have them, and it's that guy and it's the woman.
Yeah.
The like, whatever you want to call her, the biological expert.
So they'll react to things, right?
Yeah.
They'll react like how you're supposed to react.
And then
the other two are just fucking cool as a goddamn cucumber.
If they have a reaction, it's like 1 second.
Or just like can't be bothered. It's mostly
that's usually.
Yeah, it's usually just like oh, okay.
Pretty much.
So that's probably why I was forgetting that. Sorry. I'm not going senile, okay? It's not the fucking seltzers.
You're a little young.
Yeah, I'm only fucking 32. Give me a break, okay?
Grandpa's got to get back to his nursing home.
We gotta take... Sorry, oh man, it's 11. We gotta fucking, we gotta go back.
That's my bedtime. No, so yeah, he's out. She pokes him in the brain.
Yeah, she sedates him, and then they take everyone back to the main ship.
One of the women is like, what happened to so-and-so? And there's no answer.
Yeah, where is she? No answer whatsoever.
Then they wander into it's the cavern that has all of the eggs and all the bodies.
Yeah, and this is where they see extra. Well, there's a bunch of stuff laying all over the place, and I don't know if it's mentioned, but eventually they do mention that there's extra air tanks there
that the dead people had on them. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's extra oxygen tanks that they see, and that becomes important later.
Because, when they get back, the one woman, she's sad about this other woman dying, and at some point it's mentioned that they are depleting their oxygen.
Well, I mean, which makes sense. They fucking crashed into a goddamn cave.
But they're short on oxygen.
So they're talking about is this the scene where they talk about how to restore the oxygen?
I don't know the exact...
Because I know
moment,
it's,
but yes.
at a certain point they talk about restoring the oxygen, and one guy has the idea that they're going to go take those oxygen reserves, and they can use them. And the commander, I fucking don't understand this logic at all, because you do what it takes to survive.
They're in danger, yeah.
Moral dilemmas kind of get muddied a little bit. But he is like against that idea because he doesn't want to steal oxygen from dead people.
He's like, no way.
I'm just like, I'm sorry. Last time I don't think a corpse needs air.
Yeah, like, why the moral quandary now?
Well, and like for such a stupid reason. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck are these dead bodies everywhere going to use with fucking oxygen tanks?
So they don't do that.
So what they do is they hatch a plan. Oh, no, sorry. No, my bad. Now we get the part where the woman lures the guy out, right?
I believe so, yes.
Because remember, then he goes back to the German. Yeah, okay. See, I can remember this shit.
It's coming back to you.
It's all coming back. It's running out. Okay? I'm sobering up.
Yeah, he's like, well, he's sitting on like it's a very stylish window, apparently. It's like a round window with a ledge. And he's like eyes rolled up. And then, the woman's like, whatever his name is. I'll say to John. John.
Yeah.
Come to me. And then she like smacks up against the window and he wakes up, puts on his fucking spaceman suit and runs after her.
Like,
she's not wearing any.
I don't really understand this one either. Like, why was he like possessed?
Do I have to answer this? He was possessed by the pussy. That's literally what happens because she is running around with no oxygen tank.
Well, no. Well, so what I don't get is like I get that she's possessed by the pussy, but like what
else do you need?
No, but like say he has this vision, right? For like no reason.
What do you mean he has this vision? She has the vision?
Well, like remember he has like the fucking like eyes rolling back in his head. And
because he's still presumably drugged. Maybe that's your explanation.
I guess. I don't know.
But
anyway, so
I thought initially when the scene started that it was going to be like a nightmare that he's having.
Yes.
And that, she's not actually
That's what
there.
I thought.
But that's not the case.
But that doesn't happen.
It's actually real. She's there.
Yeah, so she does come to the window and everything. And then, so she is not wearing a helmet. And they've already established there's no oxygen on this fucking moon. So he puts on his spacesuit.
Yeah, he goes running after
her.
Susan.
And then he sees her, and she's taking off her spacesuit.
Yes.
And she takes it all the way off and starts
naked,
like...
And she's got blood on her.
Starts like caressing her body. And at this point, any normal person would see that and be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
He was possessed.
It's the... It's the magic juju of the fucking...
It's the juju of being in space for... I don't fucking know how long. But yeah, he just stands there. And she, comes up to him and she yanks off his helmet.
I just like how there's no resistance.
None.
He just accepted his fucking fate. He's like, maybe...
Give it to me.
Maybe before my oxygen runs out, I can get it in one more time. One last time. Remember? Because I mentioned like the second he whips out his dick, he's going to run out of oxygen. Because, I mean, even if he didn't take off the helmet, if you fucking open the suit, so if he like gets his dick out, like fucking oxygen...
It's over.
It's gone. You're done. You're fucking donezo. Look, I hope it was worth it, my guy.
He's like, look, we're going to die anyways. We're going to run out of oxygen, so fuck it.
That guy, that is the definition of hard up. Holy fuck.
That is that is a simp right there.
He just accepts it because she starts kissing him, and he doesn't even really like...
Well, he was like, when she takes it off, he kind of does like the whole like thing of like, oh, like, like, where he's like can't breathe, but then she immediately kisses him, and then like lays on top of him, and he's dead.
Yeah, he did. There's no like death struggle or anything.
Dead.
There's nothing. He's just dead.
Like it literally took like maybe 2 seconds for him to die.
Dead and hard as a rock, probably.
And that's it. That's it for him. And then there's this fucking.
Well, so it's not it for that character though, because he's the one that lures them back.
Well, it's it for him as a human.
As a horny man.
Yes. Now he has a new god.
Yeah. he has the alien fucking
Because
pulsing thing
after
on.
she kills him, she wiggles a beetle in front of the camera. Remember?
It's not a face hugger, okay?
It's not.
That's
doesn't hug their
copyrighted.
face.
Yeah. Well,
It
I don't
hugs
know.
their,
It fucking goes on the side of their head.
It's a brain hugger, okay?
It's a brain beetle, not a face hugger, okay?
I've seen Wrath of Khan, okay? I know how this works. But yeah, she wiggles in front of the camera, and then the fucking weapons expert lady is like getting undressed, and a dude just comes up to her,
Just casually sexually assaults her.
grabs her boob, and is like, and because she has like,
He's like, "What do you want?
because she has a wall of guns, and he's like, "You like guns?
What else do you like?"
And she says, "I like violence," and then she punches him, and then it's just literally.
And I don't know. So I really don't understand. I think this is supposed to be like the lovable, like fucking German. I don't know.
I don't think.
Because he makes jokes. He kind of makes jokes. Kind of. I'm just saying, like, I think they want us to at least like this guy a little bit, and I fucking hate him right from the jump.
How dare you? He's the one who tells them the lovely butterfly analogy.
Yeah, because he's the one that explains that they went to this place, found this collection.
He's the last survivor. Like
a butterfly collection, and they shouldn't have taken anything, but they took a capsule, and it just opened.
And he mentions that, there's they have like a hive mind thing.
Yeah, they're all connected, like one brain. And so he explains all this, and they're like, well...
He tells them that on the German ship they have explosives, and he wants to lead this alien out of there and blow it up.
So basically what they're going to do is they send a team to get the oxygen tanks.
Well, don't forget. Yes, they do that, but they get a call.
Oh, they get a call from our guy.
And he's just sitting there like an album cover. He's just sitting there like all like cool as a cucumber.
Well, we get later why he didn't turn his head, but like...
Yes.
Yeah, he's just looking at them, looking straight at the camera, and there's like all these lights going on behind him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, come over here. Are you still
fine.
having the oxygen problem? Like, we're fine over here. Like,
there's plenty of oxygen.
Come on over. Like, there's plenty of oxygen. I just want to go home. I want to get off this."
He's like, "I'm fixing everything here." So they're like, "Okay." They're going to go.
So basically what they have to do is they have to send a team to get the oxygen tanks just in case. They have to put one person at the ship because they have to keep communications with things, and they sent out distress signals, so they want to see if anyone responds to them.
Answers, yeah.
And then they send the rest of the team to the German ship to check out like if it's actually operational and the way they can get off the planet.
So
so we get the weapons expert and the German.
And they're
the
going
worst pairing ever. They send them together to get the oxygen tank.
Because he touches her ass, and then they look at all the dead bodies, and they get attacked by the other woman who has, been causing shenanigans.
Yes.
And that just cuts. Like, we don't
see
the outcome.
We don't see them for probably a good 20 minutes.
Then
you almost forget about them for a minute.
The other group, they get to the ship, they meet the guy, and he has a bandage.
So they notice he has a bandage, and they notice it's really hot on the ship. So they take off their helmets, and they're like, "Man, it's like I'm burning up in here."
And he's like, "Oh, I haven't gone around to fixing the air conditioning yet."
Yeah. So he's like, "Hey." So he lures the woman out, and he's like, "Hey, I want to show you something in this bay, basically. Can you come and like help me out with it?" And so she kind of, as they're walking, she explains that she's like a biological like analysis, like scientist, something like that. She loves like studying because she's the one that figured out that the eggs were like a synthetic material.
Yeah.
As well, so she like does all that like biological stuff. And so they get to the door and he opens it and the lights won't turn on.
And he's like, "Oh, I'll fix it. Hold on a second."
He's like, just stay here. And so he goes in.
She waits, and then she's like, "Is this like everything okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, come on in. It'll just be a few more seconds."
So he comes in. She comes in and she's like looking around. And then he like, well, so she notices a bunch of dead bodies hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, she walks
so
in.
she walks in like a little further, and like there's all these bodies, all the like the German crew. There's like 20 of them.
Yeah,
they're all like hanging up and like all like strewn about, like all dead.
yeah.
And so he attacks her,
And she like,
because he's trying to get like the beetle
yeah.
on her. Isn't he like trying to put something on her, or is he just attacking her?
I think he's just attacking her so he can feed her.
Yeah, to the
to
alien.
The, alien.
So he gets her on the ground, and then the two other guys come in. And they're like, "Well, like, didn't you notice that like how he wasn't sweating?" And
Yeah.
like it's a weird dialogue because they're just now noticing like that, and so they're like, "Oh, we better head over there and see like if they're okay."
That's the least weird dialogue.
I know it is.
Would you actually notice in that kind of situation?
I don't know. Probably not. That high stress of a situation, probably not.
That's the least weird dialogue in the whole movie.
So they run over to the bay and they see him attacking her.
Well, no, she's dead.
Oh, duh. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so she dies.
Like, you see the alien like nomming her,
and then it like bites her head off.
Yeah. And earlier when she was fighting the guy, she like ripped like
his face away from his like his. She ripped the skin off of his
so
face.
like exposes like his like muscles or whatever you want to call it.
Because what it shows later is this beetle thing, the brain leaker.
Yeah.
Actually like deteriorates your face.
Yeah, you turn into like a zombie almost.
Yeah. Well, which is why the guy at the beginning looked like a skeleton.
Yes.
So, so he starts attacking one of the guys, and he like kicks him away and like points the gun.
Well, the other guy he points the gun at him, and it fucking shoots.
And like you just see the guy's reaction, and then his head just fucking pops like a goddamn fucking like watermelon like rubber band challenge.
Just get a huge fucking head explosion.
Just like a fucking balloon, it just pops.
And then everything's fine.
And so they go back, everything's cool, I guess, and they're still trying to figure everything out. And so
the woman,
they can't get in contact with the woman at the other US ship,
because you see that she's there, and then like you see someone like rip out like the power supply of the whole ship or whatever the hell.
Yeah, so they can't get in contact with her, so they're trying to figure that out, but she's like trying to send another signal out or something. I don't know what she's trying to do, but she tries to do something, and then she gets attacked by the German,
who's now
the German guy who's a zombie,
and he's the one who's like pointing like
wiggling the beetle at her face,
like take it, my precious. And
oh yeah, he turns into Gollum for a second.
He becomes full Gollum.
Take it, my precious, take it.
And then he chases her through like the cavern, and they like the two guys are in the German ship, and they look out like this big window, and they see her running, and then she like topples over for some. Oh yeah, because when she first got outside, like she didn't have her helmet on, remember?
Yeah.
And so she like breathed in whatever the hell toxic air, and then like puts the helmet on, and she like coughs up a bunch of blood.
Yes.
So she's like hurt. But
so she falls over. She collapses,
and you see somebody pick her up.
And they open the airlock and are looking, and like we see someone bring her into the airlock. And so they go in and they're like tending to her, and I guess they just ignored the other guy that was like
there.
Yeah, so it's the German guy, and he decides to attack one of the guys, and he like shoots at him. It doesn't do anything. He has like his face all fucking melted and shit, and They're I can't. How do they kill him?
He sees like the beetle on the back of his head.
Oh, and he rips it off. That's
He
right.
rips it off, and I mean he's dead.
The
'Cause
guy
he's basically like
immediately
a
dies because
zombie.
that's like the life source.
And then he throws the beetle on the ground and
Stomps
steps
on
on
it.
it. Yeah.
So now they go back to the main hub. They're still trying to figure out the air situation, and they're trying to figure out how to kill this fucking alien. So the woman mentions that she had watched Thing from Another Planet,
Uh-huh.
and what they did in that movie was get an alien. And this actually happens in the movie if you've seen it. It's like from the 50s. It's
Yeah.
John Carpenter loosely based the Thing off of the Thing from Another Planet.
Which was in and of itself based on a short story called,
Yes.
I think it's called Who Goes There?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's long history of
Yeah.
the Thing, but because even the 50s movie is nothing like John Carpenter's movie. So,
Other than Alien.
well, other than the alien and it infects people,
I think
or does it? I can't even
I
remember.
could be totally wrong, but I don't remember it infecting people.
I think
in
it's
the
just
50s
an
one.
alien. I think it's just like a menacing big alien.
I think in the 50s one, it kills them how people usually die in old
bashing
horror movies
people
where
on
they
the
get
head.
smacked to death.
So yeah, anyway, at the end, so she mentions at the end of the movie, what they do is they lure the alien onto the like a power grid and just fry it alive with electricity. And so that's what their plan is.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to overload a circuit board.
But
So
to do it, they have to go to set it up. They have to go to this bay.
now I also want to mention we have not seen the weapons expert at all the entire movie.
Yeah, she's still gone.
She's
though.
gone, and she'll stay gone until like pretty much the very end.
We'll get there.
So
We'll get there.
So what they do is they go to like the bay where like all the bodies are, and they're gonna lure out the alien.
Yep.
But they need to figure out how to overload the circuit. So they like sneak in, and she's like overloading everything. So basically what she does is she rewires it so they can set off the electricity from the main control hub.
Yes.
So they do all that, and then they go back to the main control hub.
Well, after she does that.
Oh, and we get like a POV of the alien starting to give chase to them.
So yeah, it's like going after them, and they go in there, and she's she's getting everything. She's trying to turn it on, and the guy's like standing there in the hallway, like yelling at
They're like,
her.
come on, why are you turning it on? Well, sorry, they're not reacting that insanely.
Yeah, he was. He was yelling at her.
He was. The other guy wasn't. He was just like, yeah, come on.
I mean, yeah, he didn't have a job in this case.
So
He didn't. I mean,
she finally figures it out, and she like turns on the switch, and it like electrocutes this fucking alien. And then they
she's
go.
like, is it dead?
I love this scene.
The guy goes over there. He like pokes it with a gun.
He pokes it with his gun
like, yeah, it's
muzzle
dead.
like twice, and he's like, "Yeah, it's dead." So they walk back to the control
They're
room.
walking away.
I don't know why the woman like found it in her fucking brain to go back, but she goes back to the alien and decides to kick it,
She kicks it twice, and then after the second kick,
and it wakes up and takes her back to the fucking like the bay where all the fucking
yep,
guys are.
and it hangs her upside down for some reason.
And so they're trying to get into this bay, but like one of the guys is like, "Hey, there's probably another way into there. So I'm gonna surprise attack it, distract
Yeah.
it while you grab the
'Cause he
girl
goes
and get out of there."
And looks at the blueprints of the ship and finds out there's
There's like a hatch that goes into that room.
And of course, when he goes there, he goes in that hatch, and he finds out that the hatch is already open. So he's like, "Fuck."
So the other guy is like, "Okay, I'm
Oh,
tired."
he finds a bomb too.
Yeah, he finds the explosive that the
Yeah.
German guy was talking about. So it's very rudimentary. It has a 0, a 1, a 2, and a 3 on it, and then seconds, minutes, and hours.
And
So he
a
says-
nice little readout at the bottom telling you what's happening.
So he sets it to 30, and then picks it up and like starts going into the room. And we see the other guy. He gets tired of waiting for the guy to do the distraction, so he like blasts the door open.
He does that after. After the guy gets attacked.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Because the guy gets attacked, and he starts calling him because they were wearing like the headsets.
Oh, right. Yeah, they were hearing in the
He's like,
headsets.
"Hey,
and so
are
the
you
guy
there?"
like that's when he like forces his way open. He rescues the girl, and then they have set up like another trap for the alien. Basically, it's like
It's a net.
a net. and they're like it's a net, and you can and it's right above like an air duct where you can like open it and there's open space basically, or well the planet I should say.
Yeah.
And so he goes into that room. They go like where the duct is, and they see the guy laying and getting like eaten by the alien.
And the guy's like pointing. He's like, "Do it."
He's like, "Do it."
And so
do it.
He he like the guy's like holding on to that bomb, and then he presses it and then it releases them down, and you think everything's good. And then he walks down and he sees the alien like standing in like a doorway.
Well, remember he's kind of like suffocating because there's open toxic air, and he's like trying to escape it, and they're trying to get out, and then they run into like a corridor, and there's the alien.
It's like standing there.
It has the net all over it, and then we see the little bomb strapped to it, and it says malfunction on it.
And the guy he basically drop kicks it out.
Yeah, he like swings on a bar above the fucking like door and just like drop kicks this thing fucking out the fucking door.
And as he's like suffocating, the alien's like beating him up, and then out of nowhere,
our weapons expert shows
up, and the bomb says malfunction on it, so she just shoots it, and the alien fucking blows the fuck up.
It kabooms. And then so this guy presumably has been out here for like fucking like 15 minutes and no one else survived for that long, but somehow he does.
It wasn't 15 minutes.
It was a long time. It was longer than that fucking guy.
It was like a minute, but yeah, it was longer.
It was longer than our boner guy.
Boner guy's his oxygen went to a different part of his body.
Yeah.
Okay.
all the blood and oxygen rushed.
That's why he only lasted like 2 seconds.
So she rescues him. They get back into the ship.
And it's like, he's fine now. And then he's asking her.
He's like, where were you? Like, what happened? And he's like, after the German guy got attacked by that woman, I went looking for you guys.
She went back to the American ship, and there was
no one there. So I was going to try and find the German ship, but I got lost. That's why we didn't see her the whole movie. She got lost.
And then they're all like, okay.
So they all have a laugh, and the German ship, I guess, is operational, so the alien wasn't lying about that.
And then they're, they're leaving, and she tells the woman, hey, I brought this back for you. And it's the Scared to Death novelization.
You know what? True hero of the movie. We needed to save that one shot for the end of the movie.
End of film.
Yep, ship flies off into the fucking sunset, and we're good.
Yeah, that's it.
No bamboozle, no nothing.
Shockingly.
I'm surprised in a movie like this, but I guess maybe William was just like, you know what? I don't really want to make another one of these.
We already had one bamboozle with the alien not actually being dead, I guess.
Yeah. All in all, like, good movie. It's like, it's pretty well shot and everything, and like the acting for how bad the script is, like they were doing their best. Okay.
Yeah, I can't complain.
They were doing some fucking heavy lifting there because the script is fucking stupid. But I didn't hate this movie, surprisingly. Even with the bad dialogue, like at least it's entertaining.
It makes sense.
And it is definitely like an Alien ripoff, and I don't really appreciate that. But like, I mean, for what it is, like,
I don't give a fuck.
Dude, it's fine.
Rip off Alien, I don't fucking.
It's fine.
Just if you're gonna rip off Alien, go big or go home.
Yeah. Well, and they reference The Thing, which is kind of cool, but like.
Yeah.
And I mean, it had that ridiculous thing of her reading the fucking script, like the fucking like novelization of his first movie. Jesus Christ.
Bold.
So there are entertaining things, and there's enough to keep you interested for an hour and 40 minutes. And the effects, I honestly, like, I want to shout out the special effects. They are pretty good. Not on the alien itself. They're a little, I mean, it's fine.
Alien kind of looks like Godzilla.
It's fine. It looks like Godzilla with a xenomorph. Like,
the big head.
It has like a big long head and a body of fucking Godzilla.
Yep.
It's weird.
I mean, it's a man in a suit. What do you think?
I mean, it's fine. Whatever. That's not the effects I want to praise, because like the other effects, like the face melting effects and everything, are actually really well done.
I mean, it's not like a big studio that made this, I don't think.
Well, no, I
there
mean,
was at least some money.
I mean, it's a B movie, but
Yeah.
and it's low budget, but there was at least some studio,
Yeah.
right? It's not shot on Shidio.
No, it's not a Don Dohler movie.
It's not a Don Dohler joint. So, but like the effects of like that head exploding, their faces melting, like her ripping off that guy's like jaw, that was really well done. I did like that. So there are things to appreciate.
Yes.
And I'm a huge effects guy, and I love that kind of shit. And so it was really cool to see that in like a B movie again.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been a minute since we've gotten like really good effects.
I'd have to think, but yeah. I mean, at least not since.
I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not like.
Our most recent point of reference to this was, Galaxy Invader. So this is definitely
But I mean,
step up.
All in all, like not a terrible movie. Like it is a B movie, and some people might not like it, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, the only thing I would say, and I mean, I did enjoy it for what it is, so it's not like a big issue, but it is a bit dry. I would say.
Yeah, there's not a lot of humor in it at all.
Well, not like humor necessarily, because I mean, depending on the humor might ruin it. But it's like, it's just very, like the characters don't really have like personality.
Yeah, that's fair. They're all kind of wooden in
Like
a way.
they're all,
but that
kind
could
of,
be the script too.
well, it's like they're all interchangeable. Like, so when they're like dropping like character names in the movie, like a lot of times I'm just like, I don't fucking know who that is, because every character
No, that's fair.
is kind of identical,
No, that not.
other than your fucking pervert and the woman who can tell her own death apparently and gets naked.
Yeah.
Other than that, everyone's just kind of a blank slate.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point.
If you want to, I mean, obviously the comparison to like Alien, which I remember all those characters' names.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know all the characters, and because they have all like very different personalities.
Yeah, so you immediately remember those people, and in this, it's like they just don't have it.
Yeah,
which makes it even funnier that it took two people to write this. But
it is hilarious. I agree with that. I think that's probably where I was going with like the whole like script being bad and everything. It's like the characters aren't really well written. The main thing I enjoyed was the effects.
So you're kind of just watching this more for the visual aspect?
Definitely for the visual, because I can see a lot of people turning this off because of the really weird like dialogue choices and the kind of more stiff acting and like stiff character.
Yeah, the characterization and the rest, because like there is like a, there's like that stretch kind of in the middle of the movie where there's not like a lot of carnage happening, and it's just those characters, and you don't really.
I would say it's like stupidly entertaining watching these actors try and like struggle with this script and everything. That's probably why I enjoyed it a little bit more, because I'm fucking like a dum-dum, and like just like I don't know if this fucking like podcast has brain rotted me, but I didn't like find this like offensively bad.
No, there's nothing. There's no aspect of this that I would consider offensively bad, because trust me,
like look, it's on our podcast. It's obviously a bad movie. Like people obviously didn't like love this movie. There's not a lot of love for this movie. There might be a fan base somewhere, but
it got released on Blu-ray.
But it's very little known.
Yeah.
Like no one is really gonna seek this out per se,
unless you
like this kind of shit. But like
unless you already saw this, and
you're not gonna have a bad time with this movie. The carnage is enough to kind of lead it through.
And it's short.
Yeah, and it's short. It's only an hour and 40.
And it looks good.
Yeah. So, I mean, the reasons to enjoy the movie if you like this kind of shit. But I can also see people turning it off almost immediately. So
yeah, if you actually are looking for something that has the character development of Alien, you might be a bit
listen, if you're doing that, just go fucking watch Alien. Like, I mean, if you're looking for Alien, maybe just go watch the actual movie.
But sometimes you want
Sometimes you want
more.
different. I know. I get it.
That's why they made all these ripoffs, because people were itching for more fucking alien Goomba shit in space.
I mean, I get it.
And I totally get it.
I love that movie too, but
It's just not,
it ain't this one if that's what you're looking for.
But this is much better than Forbidden World. Yeah, Forbidden World. Our other alien ripoff
Oh yeah.
with the fucking piss.
God.
No one gets pissed on in this movie.
Pissed on. Jesus Christ.
There's no pissing and there's no fucking
evil
Pac-Man
evil
sitting in the sun.
evil fucking like black colored Pac-Man
Sitting in the sun.
with the fucking like tentacles just hanging out.
Just chilling in the sun. Like, there's nothing. Like, at least when they made this movie, they fucking bothered remembering what a movie's supposed to look like.
Yeah, and I mean it's like the camera work is there. It's decent. It's not like amazing, but it's not bad.
No, it looks good. There's a lot of...
It looks good. There's lots of lights. There's lots of 80s like fucking like blue lights everywhere and fucking neon everywhere
Lots
and
of camera moving
like
around.
it's definitely an 80s sci-fi movie. It looks like one. So
Hey, there's a TIE fighter sound effect.
there is for no reason.
It's when they're landing the ship for whatever reason they inserted a TIE fighter.
There's also lots of pew pews. And if you love 80s sound effects, like sci-fi sound effects, this is your movie because they never stop using them.
Yeah, if you like lightning, you're gonna have a lot of lightning.
If you like space lightning,
I gotta
there's
have
lots
my
of space lightning.
Listen,
Okay.
I don't give a shit if there's no explanation. It's a horror movie. It's gonna be fucking lightning. It's in space. I don't give a shit.
Space lightning.
There's even webs in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is adorable.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but it felt way too nitpicky.
Who cares?
It's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie.
Of course there's gonna be cobwebs.
But they're on Saturn's moon. I don't fucking care.
Spiders couldn't exist in that environment.
How
I don't
do you
care.
know?
How do you know? We didn't see any, alright? There could be Saturn spiders, okay?
Exactly.
Titan spiders.
Thank you. Flavor. Like, what's the problem? Jesus.
It's a horror movie. They have to make it look like one.
God, what do you want, man? Just want your movies to be boring.
So shitty to pretty. What would you give this?
I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 5 or a 6. I think that's fair. Just because it's like it isn't entertaining enough to keep you through it, but like you don't like the characters that much.
They're not memorable.
Like I wanted to know them and
Or root for them.
Yeah, it's like I don't really care about any of them. I just care about them getting owned.
Yeah, like there's no one to like.
Like I feel like that's kind of a bad thing in a fucking horror movie if you don't like any of them because you don't care that they're getting killed. You just want them to get killed.
Well, plus then like, I mean, like you need something to.
There has to be some connection there.
Latch onto, even if the characters are not good people.
Well, I was gonna say no matter how minuscule it is. Because bad people in horror movies, you want to see them die.
Yes.
And then good people, you don't want to die, and so it makes it more impactful when they do.
And plus, then you have someone to root for.
Exactly.
Like,
and
I want these people.
It's like there's a reason the final girl works really well in like a slasher movie.
Yes.
Because you care about that character.
She gets a whole movie of character development.
Yes.
But,
and a lifetime of trauma. But, like, it's okay.
But in this, you don't really get that.
Yeah, so that's probably why it probably is kind of more of a mid movie, just because I don't know if I'd go back to this movie and like watch it, like a bunch, right? Like
no,
if it was on, I probably wouldn't change the channel,
right?
But like I wouldn't like actively seek it out again.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like, oh, you gotta watch this.
You know what?
It's got some great.
Oh, dude, I got a great sci-fi. Like, yeah, okay, the effects are good, but does that make it rewatchable? I don't think so.
Hey, you got a fetish for blue lights, neon, and lightning,
and pew sounds?
I got a movie for you, and some gore. I got you, movie.
Got you. But yeah, I think a 6 is fair. I don't think it's mid enough to earn a 5.
No.
But yeah, 6 is a good stuff.
5 is only for the mids and mids.
Yeah, it's slightly better than mid.
It is, like I said,
Slightly
we did
better.
like it, so clearly.
Yeah, I mean, there's something here, right? There's something to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not enough to rewatch it, I guess, is my thing.
It's not enough to be an all-timer.
Yeah, just not enough to reach that echelon, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all pretty much I have to say about Creature.
That's it for Creature.
So, yeah, for They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Try not to get lost.
Don't go for that space, pussy. Whatever you do, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know who needs to hear this.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.